Okay guys, I thought I'd do a video on my bug out bag. Had a couple people asking about it, so might as well do it. I figured I'm in the process of converting this bag over to something else, right? So I figured maybe some of you guys might like the old setup, so I'll show you that setup and I'll show you the finished one when I'm done. So the only thing I'm missing here is my tomahawk. I had a tomahawk, I took it out, helped a buddy out in his place, and I forgot it somewhere. I don't know, I left it out there somewhere. So I need to order another one, which I'm going to do that to you as soon as I'm done with this video. But anyway, yeah, I definitely say you need a tomahawk out there. I have a big old machete too. Big old Gerber with a saw back. But yeah, you know, I guess I can go okay with that. But tomahawk wouldn't hurt. Anyway, I'm converting everything into this big old bag I got on eBay. I'll leave links to that. You can find it. Big old, just big bag. The way I see it, I see a lot of people around town with these bags. They're pretty popular nowadays with these tactical bags. I don't know what the hell you call them, but you know, military bag or something. But I see a lot of people with them. People riding around on bikes. They got these on their back. You know, they got camel packs in them. I see people walking around. I see people coming into work. You know, they have these bags. And you know, they got their books and lunch and stuff. So I'm like, you know, well, it'd be a little easier to hide what I got going on just in case. So the old one, this is the one I'm going to convert it to. I already put my medical pack. Now the old one is pretty easy to tell what it's for. However, this bag was meant to be just left in a trunk or something. The idea, it's in the closet. I got these big old bins, these Rubbermaid bins. Like, looks like a giant Tupperware container for Christmas decorations I got on sale. So I keep this bag in there along with my tactical vest, and the wife has one. Same thing, the little one's got one too. And some bottled water, you know. So the idea is, if something really got bad, we'd take this, take some bottled water, you know, a couple items, and throw them in the trunk, and we're ready to roll in just a few minutes if something really, really bad happened. And that's the idea here. So let's say, you know, you're down the road, you're down there, and something happens to your car. A car breaks down, you can't do anything about it, or you know, the road's impassable, you got to get on foot. Well, then you put the stuff on. Now this bag is looks heavy as hell, but it's not. It's 27 pounds. 27 pounds with everything it's got, which I was pretty impressed with that. I wanted to keep it around there or lower, but there you go. It's going to be converted into this other backpack, and nobody can really tell what's in it. I think you're better off that way, even though it's a bit, you know, like having a turtle shell on your back. But hey, now I'm surprised on YouTube how many guys talk about their family. You got your wife, you got your kids, and I see a bug out bag meant for one guy. Obviously for one guy for a few days, a little bit of canned food, you know, stuff like that, and that's it. Just for one person for a couple days. As preppers, you need to be prepared for having only one bag. Now, I'm not saying your wife can't carry her own bag, but if you got kids, what if one of them hurts their leg, right? You got to carry one of the kids, or your wife, or you, right? Me and the wife can take turns carrying the sucker here if need be. It's got what we need, and this isn't just a 3-day bag. You can go on this bag for a while with the stuff in it, right? Assuming, you know, we can have another bag that has more water in it. That's really mainly it. We got canteens and stuff like that, you know, that we have with us. But you find a good water source. You know how to get water, which I know, you know, a couple ways. Not the go-to expert on it, but I can. And there's water sources around that I would, you know where to go. But if you got some water, then, well, with this setup, you can live okay for, I'd say, weeks, right? Out there, like on Naked and Afraid, you'd be hungry after a while. You wouldn't have everything you want all the time. Not all the same comforts, but you would make it. And I'd imagine if something bad's happening, really bad, you know, probably give it a couple weeks to blow over before you go into town and check it out. Anyway, let me show you what I got here. So, I'm going to take the stuff out, and since I'm going to swap it over. Start first off, this knife. It's actually a bayonet for my AR-15. The way I see it, you know, it's a good knife, good heavy blade. But you never know. Do I think I'm gonna have to, you know, do something in with this thing? No, I doubt it. But if you're gonna be out, you know, middle of nowhere, there's some coyotes and stuff out there, you know, you don't want to run into. So that's my idea there. Hey man, you can fend them off without firing around and, you know, alerting everybody to your position. Of course, if you had to, but there you go. That would take care of some things, you know, cleaning animals, dressing, stuff like that. If you have to, that would do the job, right? Got to have a good knife out there. I forgot to put this guy in there. But of course, paracord. I got another one I'm going to throw in there. Should be here in a day or two. But anyway, 100 feet of paracord. That's the minimum you should have. I got another one that I gave my brother, so I got another one on order. Should be here soon. So, tarp. First off here, just got this old plastic hose for siphoning fuel. You know, you never know what you need it for. Actually, I got to bleach this sucker. It's kind of old, but anyway, bleach it. But you never know. Siphon fuel or something, just in case. It weighs nothing, man. Nothing. Right? But it might save you a lot of trouble. Now, that already came done. This guy here, and I was actually taking this apart before I decided to make a video and just throw it back together. Large tarp for making shelter. Now, something to think about, which was crossing my mind. I was at Target the other day, and I saw two-person tents that were, you know, probably had about 3 inches on this, but about it was about that compact. Two-person tent. I know what the hell a tent? Why does this guy want a tent? Well, think about this. You can make a pretty sturdy shelter with this, but with a tent, it's set up, right? You don't have to go around chopping stuff down, right? Wasting energy and calories you ain't gonna have. You know, just watch Naked. Look how much those guys burn making shelter, right? You could make a pretty sturdy shelter, but then again, if it's cold and windy, the wind's gonna blow that shit right in there, right? You ever been in a car, you roll the window down, the wind blows, and just all the heat that was in there, out in seconds, man. So, you know, the tent I saw, they're sold out, and as soon as they get some, I'll get one. But it was meant for, like, you know, different temperatures, man. You could be out there in the cold. It was meant for that, you know, rainy weather. You'd be okay, keep you dry. And like a shelter you make yourself, snakes and shit couldn't crawl in there, man. If it's summertime, man, there are going to be snakes out there. And all kinds of other little, you know, you never know. We got scorpions around here, too. Not much, but, you know, you go out there, in the woods and shit. Yeah. Now, that's not going to crawl into your tent, right? You zip that shit up. There you go. You can buy a mosquito net and, you know, make all the shelter or have one up in seconds. So I like that idea better. Like I said, it's not just me, the wife, and the little one. So I'll just get probably a green or some, you know, neutral color that'll kind of blend in out there. And there you go. You'd have shelter up. Not a bad idea, though. If you got a tarp, hey, you like that? Stick with it. You know? I made a video. You can make different shelters with that shit. So, bag itself. First off here, a couple of rain ponchos. I showed you these in the other video. I like these so much, I bought some for this bag. You can see they're kind of cheap and flimsy thin, right? That is mainly for water, right? Making an a solar still. That's the idea. You take, you dig a hole, and then you put all kinds of vegetation, grass, stuff that you know is not poisonous. Put a rock, put some container, and you could even use this, you know, put a container to all the condensation will just leak into. You got this straw after I clean it, of course. There you go. You got some water source. That's really what that's for. Of course, if it rained pretty hard, hey, what the hell, put it on. SAS Survival Guide. I highly recommend that. A lot of useful tips in there, right? Lighter. I recommend you keep one in every compartment. I mean, these guys would be worth their weight in gold if something bad happened. You can take fire starters. You can take a shitload of matches. You can take all kinds of, you know, stuff like that, strikers and stuff. But this right here, start thousands of fires, and it weighs nothing, right? Got a couple of these. Got 4 of these in this bag, just in case, right? Of course, hygiene, man. There's 3 of us, so 3 travel toothbrushes. And of course, toothpaste. You can use this for small burns and insect bites. I didn't know that, but that's why I got a large tube. You never know. It's better to have it than not. And everything I have in a bag, right? The idea is, like for soap, they get kind of slimy and everything, keep it in the bag. Another thing is, when you're out there, you can get moss and all the and tinder, stuff like that that's dried up, and then whatever you use in the solar still after it's dry, as tinder, you take that tinder and you put it in this bag and seal it up. If it rains or something like that, you'd always have dry tinder at the ready. And then you can pile that under your shelter to make, get you off the ground a bit, keep you some warm, right? That's the idea for everything being in bags, right? Of course, some scrubber pads just for cleaning. I'll show you that stuff later. That'd be, actually I put that on the wrong side. But a notepad, pen, markers, making notes, starting small fires, leaving notes. You never know. You find something important, some landmark or something so you don't get lost. There you go, because you may not have GPS. You never know, right? Of course, you're not going to leave markers for other people to follow, but you would mark down something, something interesting that you see. Oh yeah, well, let's start with this first. Got this old military surplus shovel, right? It said dig a solar still. Well, that digging a latrine be very important. You don't have your waste right there and flies and all that stuff. You'd basically go dig at, bury it. And you want to do that like away from your shelter. I'd say go out 100 feet, one direction shelter. Out 100 feet, somewhere else if you clean animals or something. You want to have things in different directions. Take out, set up traps and stuff in different directions. About 100 yards. They don't want those animals seeing you around. Then you go check on them. So, ShamWow. This is also for water, right? You can also cut some for cleaning up and mating with, I guess. But the most of it would be for water. You'd go in the morning, tie some string, and you just run it over the wet grass. You'd wring it, and then you make a water filter, which I'll show you about that. Made a video on it. Got the soda bottle in my wife's bag, and it's already got instructions where to cut the container to make a water filter. You basically sand, gravel, grass, and charcoal, and you'd have a water filter. So you take all that and you dump it in there, and it siphons down. Then you boil it, and you have drinking water. That's what this ShamWow is really for. It holds like 5 times its weight in water or liquid, so come in handy. That's what that's for. Bottle of alcohol, of course, for wounds, starting fires. You never know. In a bag, of course. I'm going to use all these bags. The idea is you get where you're going, and then you'd set up, for a while. If I buy the tent, or if I just make a shelter, some emergency blankets, right? Said that these things will hold up 92, something like that. Retains up to 90% of body heat, right? You make put that around your shelter with some duct tape, right? Got a tent like I'm planning to do, or you get the tarp, make a shelter where you can put this, line this up, reinforce it with duct tape, or just on the inside or something outside, whatever you like. You be the boss there. I'd say you make a shelter, you can reinforce over it. Make like me, I'm planning to make a tent if I had to, and then I can get sticks and stuff, branches, small branches, and kind of build over it, right? Reinforce it. Now between that, put leaves and the tent, and then over that, most of it, maybe an emergency blanket or two taped up, then some leaves, then sticks, and then whatever the hell, make something. It ain't gonna be that, you ain't gonna live there forever, but for a while if you had to. Soap. Of course, I got plenty of bags, but there you go. You would use this for everything, man. You cut it into a couple pieces, a piece for laundry, a piece for bathing in, piece for washing dishes. I mean, everything, right? You're not going to have all kinds of, you're not going to have dish soap and shampoo. You're just going to have to use one, right? And use it wisely, cut it into pieces, have them marked. You can mark them in a bag or whatever they're for. Slingshot. My idea is to leave snares and stuff like that, make traps, stick and rock traps and stuff. But also, you see a bird, rather than waste time, waste a shot, hey man, hit him with that slingshot. Hit a squirrel with a slingshot. You got ammo everywhere. You're not going to run out. You got something to eat. Very important, and I never see those in anybody's bug out bags. Got this guy. I should have just made my own, but it was pretty cool. Alcohol stove, right? You need to start a fire quick. You need to boil water, or it's cold or something. I don't know. You just need something quickly, or to cook on real quick. Just put some of the alcohol, and there you go. And I got another fuel source for that too. Sanitizer, right? Hygiene. I cut it with alcohol, so it's a bit runny. That way you can just use it, wash your hands, or clean your hands, and you're good to go. Or, because it's a little bit thicker, it'll make this thing turn black, but it'll hold a little bit faster. All right. That's the idea there. Sewing kit. You only have so much clothes. Let's say your bag rips. Let's say your shelter. If you have a tent, it rips your clothes. Right? This costs $1, and it's got everything you need. I just put this big old, I don't know what you call it, just string there. Yeah, lots of words there. String on that sucker, and thread. There we go. Some gloves, work gloves. You know, they're gonna be very important. Let's say it's cold, you can put them on. You know, keep your hands warm. If you're boiling something, you don't have hot mitts, but you can use that to just grab for a second and move, right? Rather than using sticks and dropping it or something, right? Of course, for working too. There you go. 3 purposes, 1 thing. Knife sharpener. Got 1 good knife. Figure you're gonna have to sharpen that sucker, right? Got this guy made. It's got some magnesium shavings. It has some match heads. It has a little bit of wax, and it has the wick from a candle, the birthday candles that relight, the relightable birthday candles that you just, you know, the gag candles or whatever. Got quite a few of those chopped up in there, so it'll start a fire for sure. We got the let's open the main compartment now. Oh yes, compass too, man. Got a map. But I took it out of here. It's in my vest now, but I'm going to make a copy, put it in here. You better have a map. But just an old compass. Know where you're going. Don't get lost out there. So now, have these laying around. I throw them in. Emergencies and stuff like that. It's good for giving you a little bit of a boost. And it's good for morale. You got the wife and kid. Things are pretty, you know, bad. A little smile, some little bit of comfort would come a long way. Plus that, it'll put a little bit of a, you know, pep in their step, man. You can take hot chocolate too, but this gives a nutritional value as well. That's why I chose these. The wife has a little bit of hot chocolate in hers. Right? Sawyer water filter. What do they filter up to 100,000 gallons, something like that? I forget, but that's all you need right there. Sawyer water filter. That'll do it. Container for holding water. Got a little bit of water here, not much. But also, you can boil in this thing. That's why I chose metal. So take off the top, set it on fire, and I'll show you that too. I got a little rack in here. You would be able to boil stuff in there and hold water. Fishing kit, some what do you call it? A wire saw, little thing with knots and guides. But just in case, you know, like I say, if I find a stream, I'm putting lines in the water right away, putting snares around. Charcoal pills, a trick I learned from my grandpa. If you eat something, you know, you get diarrhea or something, it helps. Got some diarrhea medication there too, but just in case, they'll help you out. You eat something toxic, you'd say that it, I don't think there's much medical proof on that, but he swore by it, so, you know. It's my grandfather, I'm going to listen to him. He, say you take some charcoal, he'd say you take the charcoal from your campfire, you make it into a slushy, and drink that, and help absorb a lot of that stuff. I remember, it works when you're drinking too. I remember I drank a lot one night, and I took some of these to see if it would work, and, you know, I'd say sobered up pretty quick. It took about half an hour or so, and it took a lot of that out, and everybody else is still hammered. I'm like, oh, I guess these work. But anyway, charcoal pills, I made them myself. You can buy them too, but I make those. Oh, yes, of course, 9-in-1 flashlight. Got this on eBay for 30 bucks. And no batteries, of course. I hate seeing batteries on videos. You just wind this shit, right? And this thing, it's a cell phone charger, right? It's got a little, the container I put over there. I think I threw it down already. It has a little attachment. You plug your phone in, you wind it in here, and you charge up your phone. Or, you know, you can. It takes a while, but hey, you got something. Got a little hammer here, breaking glass or something, I guess. I don't know. Got a thing to cut line. So the paracord I got, snip it with, you know, with this wire here if I have to. Of course, it's a flashlight. Gotta wind it a bit more, but you know, hey, it'll do the job. Also, say you're walking around, you're gonna go get something at night, man, you just hang that on a branch nearby your camp, right? You're out hunting or something, or you know, there's some animal. Well, there you go. You don't get lost. Also, this is the antenna here. It's got a compass on it, so that's pretty cool. And it has a radio. And I gotta set it back on the weather channel. I'll do that later. Anyway, yeah, so lots of purpose. You can see what's going on here. Check the weather if you're out there. I mean, there you go. No batteries here. This is the battery. Me, a little bit of elbow grease. Right, charge your phone up if you want to. You know, that way you can listen to the radio. Some kind of entertainment. Let's say you can still get some on in your phone. Well, watch videos, something out there. You never know. Get in touch with news or something. Or on the radio here. But yeah, that was pretty cool. 30 bucks. This guy for boiling water or eating out of, right? You're not going to have this whole damn mess kit, right? Minimum. This guy, boil some water about halfway. And this mix I made, you guys have seen it before, right? It's got dry beans, it's got dry rice, it's got ramen noodles, some dry veggie kits that I got out of some chow mein when I eat it, some garlic powder, onion powder. I spiced it up, a little bit of salt, right? Mixed it up. So basically, this container will make 2.5, maybe 3 times its size there. So I'm not taking one of those, I'm actually taking 3, right? You do not use that right away. You don't go and set up your camp and start eating. No, you don't do that. This is emergency if I can. If I plan to be out there for a while, I'm going to try to hunt something. I'm going to try to catch fish, right? I've also got, you know, this P39, I forget, can opener, P38, something like that, I forget. Got this mesh glove, my old mesh glove. You're going to hunt something, you're going to clean it. Well, you don't want to cut your hands, man, get infection or something. I put that on there. You know, very important. Don't cut your hands up, man. Got these here. Only got 2. Figure there'd be 2 people eating, maybe. Take turns or something. But metal sport, camping sport. Clean it up with the scrubber pad. Clean the bowl up with the scrubber pad. Right? Maybe the little one and the wife are eating or something, and I'll be out doing something. You know, we take turns or whatever if you have to. But got 2 of them. Here's all the attachments to the flashlight. And of course some more lighters. And some snare. Right? And this guy here. Figure get a couple rocks. Gotta be careful, don't use like quartz rocks or something that's gonna crack and pop. Anyway, yeah, you have fire going. This is just so it wouldn't poke me. I'm gonna get another one. There were 2 for $1 at Dollar Tree. But you have some rocks, you set that on there, you know, you put your water and you boil that up for your mix, or you put some meat on there, whatever you had to, and clean it up. Another thing with a shovel, if the ground was wet, you can just start a fire on there, and tinder on there, and then, you know, scoot it onto something else. Very, very important. Or just cook on top of the shovel. You could have rocks, and then you have your fire, small fire on the shovel itself. Under here, cooking that up, or you can purify water, you know, 2 at the same time. Store water in that, and there you go. So that's the idea there. We said, if you're out there hunting stuff and you don't have to make traps and all that, you can take it out yourself. Hey man, you're gonna make it out there a lot longer. But anyway, that's the setup. The medical kit I've already transferred onto the other bag. You know, pretty standard, I guess. I'm gonna switch everything in here. Just put the small tent. You got shelter in no time. Food that you use sparingly when you can't find anything if you really need it. And this and a little bit of nutrients, and that's good for morale. So that's my setup anyway. I'm going to probably, you know, I might tweak it, add some things, take some things out, but that's what I have for now. Anyway, guys, that's it. Hope you like it. You know, let me know your ideas. There's always going to be critics, but this is what I think. You know, of course, firearms, I did not add that. I took them out. But I actually had some magazines here. 4 magazines, 4 Glock 17 magazines in there that I took out right before I decided to make this video. But anyway, that's the setup. You know, we're gonna have 9s on us, so there you go. Let me know what you think, man.